name is Carmen. Today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is getting encouraged to finally talk about their feelings and be, I feel like there's like flirtation and maybe even a little bit of like coyness. I know that you probably like me, or I feel like we have this physical attraction. But it might be a little bit disconcerting for you or this person to actually admit, like, hey, so like, should we try? Should we like be together? Should we be in a relationship? Should we go on a date? Whatever this is, it feels like we've got people who are just kind of like, no, I don't think I should say anything. So you might be seeing or hearing, or maybe like songs come on the radio that encourage you to finally admit that you're falling in love and you're in love with somebody. So let's go in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I think we will start off with, I'm pulled towards the voyage of the soul. So let's see, we'll see where your soul's at. What else do we have? So we have the split card, which talks about somebody who may have gone through an ego death, but also talks about how, you know, when you have these conversations, there's probably a little bit of a battle between the emotional side of you and the more like analytical, like, well, what are the risks here if I tell this person that I have feelings for them? And we have whispers, depth, inward, meditation, higher self, and existence, along with extraterrestrial, galactic, star races, light codes, ancient, and origins. See, I feel like because you have gone through an ego death, because you have gone through something pretty difficult that led you to rebuild things, I feel like you're a little hesitant as far as letting people in, or you might be a little bit more selective, right, in terms of who can be in your inner circle. But this is somebody who I feel you're looking at the situation as, I feel like it's worth taking a risk on this person because they seem to be quite genuine. Hello, daughter of Saturn. How we doing? I hope your weekend's going well. So we have ancestors, purity, and futuristic. Okay. So yeah, I do feel like some of you are going to have a dream about a relationship, maybe before you meet this person. But this is, I feel, a person who is supposed to cross your path, somebody who you find to carry a lot of the same morals or principles that you do. So you don't feel like you have to treat this person or teach this person how to treat you. And with the futuristic visions card, I think that you see something, maybe it's as simple as you meet them and you can envision, or you have a vision of the two of you together. But it might also be before you meet this person, and it might creep you out. Just a little warning. All right, this is the Marsai Cat Tarot. Hello, thank you, Leland's mom. How you doing? Hello, Wolf. How's your weekend going? What else do we have? We have the 6 of Wands in the reverse, the 2 of Wands in the reverse, 6 of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. Okay, this is kind of cute, actually. So we have somebody who's like, I don't know if I can make a decision because I feel like I'm not going to be successful. If I think about whether or not my chances are good here, I feel like maybe I have somebody, like I have a crush on somebody who's a little out of my league, or, you know, I haven't met somebody that really wanted to be in a relationship. It's excuses, right? It's like, I don't know. I'll just keep my feelings to myself. I don't know. So I'm laughing at you or your person, but it's okay because I feel like it's just like temporary, like protecting my feelings and not wanting to get overly invested in something. But then there's a shift in your approach to this because you see the person that you're dealing with act with integrity and you're like, Oh, maybe I judged things a little bit too soon. Maybe I should actually take action to this or, get to know this person. So there's this flirtatious energy, the playfulness, okay, so yeah, let's go on a date. Or yeah, you know what? Let's get to know each other a little bit better. There's this willingness to move forward, and I feel like there's kind of some surprise that the person that I get to know is someone who seems to be the type of person that I've been looking for. But there's the Four of Wands in the reverse, something that ends up making things a little bit more challenging. So the stress on this first message seems to be communication is super important in this connection. And I feel like there could have been at the outset some sort of misconception or something that needs to be communicated more directly. And I feel like once this is managed, then someone relaxes a little bit. Like, okay, now things are a little bit easier. I don't have to be so concerned, right? Hello, Eileen. Cole, please don't tell people how big it is in my live chat. I'm putting you on a little baby timeout. But you are welcome to come back if you would like to be a bit more mature. Hey, Eileen, I hope your intuition helps you with that. But if you want, I do personal questions after the general reading at about 30 or 35 minutes in. We're at just under 7 minutes right now. And I do those questions with priority to those who tip or donate. You can also donate a membership. I thought one flipped over. Maybe not. All right, so the Lovers. The Eight of Swords. Okay, so are you afraid of love? Is that what's going on here? We got the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you're great and all. I think you're really attractive and you're kind of smart and you got some good jokes there and stuff. But just don't think I can trust you. So we have this temptation or tendency, maybe even a little bit of a self-sabotage energy, where it's I'll let you get to know some of me, but not all of me, because that's too risky. So we'll just, keep it light. We'll just, talk about the easy things, but don't ask me difficult questions or ask me too much about myself, right? Hello, Natasha. How are you doing? Please stop being demanding. I'm going to put you in the briefest of timeouts and just encourage you to be patient till the personal question time. And remind you that if you really like to make sure that I answer your question, you can super chat. Hello, Steven. How are you doing? Thank you, Wolf. I'm going to have to keep that in mind. I've got some amazing moderators, but I probably do need to add a few more. And Natasha, really? All right, we doing a 24-hour blog? Look, I enjoy doing free questions for people every now and then, but I also think it's really important for people to be, not demanding about it. So please consider that. Hello, Matt. It has been a while, but it wasn't super. How do I say this? I feel like at the beginning when I was reading tarot, because I was trying to read for myself, the messages were not clear. And they started to get so much clearer for me when I was like, oh, you know what? I'll read for my friends. That's fun. And that's where things really started to kind of make more sense, right? So we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. We also have the Ten of Swords. Okay. So are you the type to just expect things to always go poorly? Three of Cups in the reverse. I feel this is avoidant energy. I feel like this is, I'm going to back away a little bit. Okay, it's been fun flirting. I think you're attractive. It's nice that you think I'm attractive, but I got to run. Bye. This is either you or the other person, or it's not your reading, right? But we got somebody who's like, that's great, Nell. You're awesome. I could probably be really happy with you. Oh, look at the time. I gotta go wash my hair. Okay, bye. Like, what's the rush? Where are you going? Too nervous, perhaps, that they will fumble a connection that really does have the ability or the potential to go like long term. Maybe it's like, I'm just not ready. Sorry. Hello, Anna. Thank you. It happens, Matt. Hello, Angela. Hello, Jonathan. How are we doing? This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. We have the Tower, the Star, and the Reverse. The Teacher and the Nine of Crystals, or the Nine of Swords. All right, so here's the deal. I feel like whoever I'm reading for, I've got one person who might be just a little bit further down the path of enlightenment or getting through that dark night of the soul or that healing process, that thing, you know, things are elevating for me after the ego death. I feel like we have one person who got like kind of snagged. Have you ever had like, I don't know, like a sleeve or a purse or a backpack or something get caught on your doorknob when you're trying to walk through a door and you're like, like, oh, I thought I was going somewhere, but the doorknob decided that I wasn't. I feel like we have two people walking across the threshold. One person has completed all of their healing, not all, but to get to that checkpoint, if you will, right? And there's another person like walking alongside this person, and they get caught on the doorknob because there's still something here that this person needs to address, something that makes a meaningful relationship a little bit more difficult. And it could also be something that this person that you have an interest in is capable of helping you with. Hey, you're stuck on the doorknob. Allow me to like free you, you know? You might meet this person as you both are going through this healing process, or you might have inspired each other. For a few of you, this could be a twin flame situation where you're getting to know each other after there have been a significant number of changes in your life. But I feel like for the majority of you, this is a new person who's gone through a lot. You've gone through a lot, and you're both about to do that Four of Wands, like leveling up to the next chapter where things are like not as toxic. Things change because you've changed, right? It happens. We just have to learn from it, right? Hello, Becky. What's up? We've got Strength in the Reverse. Six of Jars and Justice. Yeah, this feels like there's a strong emotional connection between the two of you. You could really have a happy long-term relationship, but there is like a task left undone. It's like, yeah, you've gotten through the work week and now you're able to grab your luggage and head out the door and go on your vacation. But if you leave your like airplane tickets on the kitchen counter, I know, you have the app, you don't need the printed ticket, whatever. It's an analogy. Then it's like, well, good luck. You're not going anywhere. This person is getting, you know, pulled back by the doorknob because you haven't quite finished everything. And if you forgive this person or let go of that ex or, I don't know, insure your car, whatever the thing is, it's not insuring your car. There's something that you do, and then it's like, okay, now I could actually like be in that connection without there being that temptation to self-sabotage or to walk away. I will feel more confident and therefore more like open to being vulnerable with this person. But with the Nine of Wands and the butterfly on there, this is about a change, right? So you haven't quite gone through the complete metamorphosis. Or your person. This could be about your person. The Lovers. Yeah, this is a soulmate that you're connecting to. Somebody who I feel there's a pretty strong magnetic attraction to. But Two of Petals or Two of Pentacles in the reverse, there's still something here not quite right. If you were trying to, I don't know, let's say you're doing a bathroom remodel and you've taken out all the stuff that you want to replace. You know, you've done the, what's it called? It starts with a D. You remove all of the, it's destruction, but not, whatever. Demolition, there it is. Then you've got to like also clean up before you start installing the new stuff, right? If you just like take all the old stuff and you leave like the sawdust and like the broken little pieces of, I don't know, wood from the framing or something, you're not going to have a very nice looking final product because you missed a step, right? This is somebody who's missed a step. They can't really elevate into that like type of relationship because they still have this blinder or this problem that could resurface for them. I feel like it's someone from the past. I feel like there's either a need to forgive someone or to block someone. Like, do you really need to talk to this person again? Okay. Then tell them what's up, tell them you forgive them, and then maybe you have to block them after that. But this kid, really? This could resurface and cause problems later. The visual image that I was just gifted, which makes me laugh, is, was it a baby Ruth in Caddyshack? In the pool? I think it was a baby Ruth, right? And then didn't they do like the Jaws music with it? Where it's like, doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. Look, you can have a baby Ruth moment and it's scary for everybody. But all you have to do is this little task, which is probably removing the candy bar from the pool, right? All you have to do is address this thing, probably a connection from your past, forgiving, talking, releasing, blocking, whatever it is. You do that thing and then it's like, okay, well now I'm actually capable of approaching this relationship without it being, oh, is that gonna happen? Is that gonna be a problem? You can actually just like enjoy it, you know? All right, what do we want? We're gonna go with the Waite Smith. Hello, Bob, how are you doing? For real. Oh, yes, a classic. Oh, I'm sorry, who that? But you know, a boyfriend that can be stolen isn't much of a boyfriend, and there's probably someone better out there for you. Ah, yes. Good comment, Matt. Very well could be. So we've got the 6 of Cups in the reverse, the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Lots of reverse. And again, this is, I feel like this is someone from your past who you would not want to talk to or who you need to release or block. For some of you, forgiveness is a requirement as well so that you don't have that resentment and carry that over to the next relationship, especially if this is an ex that you need to forgive. And now I'm hearing, I think it's from South Beach. Is that what it was called? South Pacific, maybe? Oh, I bet it's that. There was a song, I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. This is like, you have something that you need to do as far as cleansing or toxic, like energy removal. Before you can really dive into this new love connection that does seem to be very promising. Hey Cole, welcome back. Can we be mature, please? Okay. So we've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Uh-oh. Okay, this is not for all of you out there, but for some of you, you are skipping over a part of your healing process because you're thirsty, because you're horny. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just reading what comes through. But this is saying you could mess up a relationship that would actually be quite great. A person that you would be a really good match for. If you finalize this issue from the past, then you can approach things and, you know, like, then I feel like you would get plenty of this. But we have somebody who's like, I don't know, I'm really attracted to this person. I can deal with that healing later. It's not a big deal, right? Nope. That's setting yourself up for some problems in this relationship. because then you dive right in without dealing with that problem that could cause you to sabotage that new relationship, right? Sorry, Hunter. Can we still be chill? Hey, Gog, I'm going to put you in the briefest of timeouts. You're welcome to come back if you would like to be a little bit more on topic. We do have a lot of judgments here with religious beliefs, so as long as we can avoid that, then we won't have any issues. Hello, Nancy. I do personal questions after the general reading, which would be in about 10 minutes, with priority to those who tip or donate. Well, it happens. So we've got the Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So I think you can start this really happy new relationship with somebody and avoid an obstacle if you don't avoid a conversation with somebody else that needs to be had. Hey, I just needed to be clear. You know, I know we dated for a long time and we had talked about maybe like another like chapter or trying to make it work. But I have to be honest, I feel a connection with somebody else. So it's probably just smartest for me to block you at this point, out of respect for that person. There's a need to make sure that you're building a strong foundation before you get into the weeds. Before you have naked time, okay? Resolve these problems before the naked time happens. No horizontal mambo unless you have resolved the issues from your past. I know. Some of you won't listen to me, but it's okay. I think most of you are going to be like, I know, but I don't want to, but I know. Six of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Because the reality is, if this person that you're flirting with, this new person, if they were out here still entertaining somebody from the past or still kind of like, maybe I would go back if they came back around, you would be hurt or you would feel like that's not really fair for them to do. So I feel like you are able to identify, this is what I need to do, this needs to happen at this time, because if I were this other person, I would be frustrated if they were acting like this towards me. Hello, Erin. How are you doing? Hello. Oh, okay. Well, that helps then. What was the comment earlier then, Cole? I'm just curious. Hey, Hunter, could we do not capitalized letters? That would make my life a little bit easier. It feels like you're yelling at me. We've got the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Swords in the reverse, and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. The issue here is if you start to fall in love with this person, and it could be expedited if you start having that horizontal mambo time, then the ability to resolve or make sure that there's no problem from the baby Ruth from your past. If the ex resurfaces and makes it seem like you were leading them on or that you were interested in another chapter, that could make the new person that you actually do want to date question your intentions or your honesty, your integrity. It's just a better idea to make sure that you're approaching this with that clarity or that confidence that, you know what, I've communicated what I want. I've made sure that there are boundaries where there need to be boundaries, and then we can like move forward, you know? I don't have to be worried about something coming back up or causing an issue down the line because I already took care of it. It's already done, right? Kind of like paying a bill before you actually have to, just like making sure that nothing crazy is going to come up, right? Starting with a clean slate with this person. Yes, okay. I'm glad to hear that, Erin. This is the Energy Oracle. What else do we have? We have patience. This is talking about your, perhaps, thirstiness. This is funny. With the all tied up, there's a couple of different interpretations here. And of course, we could probably make a little bit of a joke here that you need to be patient and not get tied up quite yet. But this is more so saying that you've got responsibilities or obligations that make it difficult for you to be able to approach this person in terms of love in the right way. And when you deal with those things, when you free yourself from those problems, you're much more likely to be able to get that happy relationship with this person, because you're not going to be second guessing yourself or be worried about, you know, hey, is this person going to find out what I didn't want to tell them? Is my ex going to show up and then like ruin the whole relationship? Whereas if you're open and honest and you communicate, hey, here's where things are, or hey, you know, I blocked that person, just figured I'd let you know there's a possibility they might try to get around that block, but you're my priority. You're the person that I want to be getting to know better. I'm not out here talking to other people. I feel like this conversation has to happen before this ex or this thing from your past potentially causes problems. It doesn't have to be an ex. It can be about more so like emotional baggage or trauma. But with the healer of the ages, I feel like because you have been so dedicated to this healing process, you've gotten quite a lot done that you needed to. This message is just here to say there's like one other thing we got to make sure we do, one person to forgive, or an apology that needs to go out, or maybe somebody you just need to be blocking, you know? Thank you, Rachel. I hope your day is going well. Hello, James. How are you doing? Hello, Radical Coyote. Don't disagree, but let's just be respectful of others' beliefs in the live chat, please. Hey, Wiggle. I'm going to remove that and encourage you to not be judgmental. Otherwise, you might get blocked. Did I already say hello to James? I think so, but it's like the third live stream of the day, so now I can't remember. So we have adjacent possibilities, and I feel like this is the roster risk, right? If there's someone from your past, or if there's someone that things didn't really, like there was like a failure to launch, but they still have reason to believe that you would be interested in patching things up or giving it another go. If you don't communicate to that person, here's where I stand, or this isn't like on my radar, by the way, or hey, it's been really fun getting to know you, but I just don't feel like there's a future here for us. If you don't close these other doors, it becomes a problem with the person that is a really good match for what you're looking for in love. So setting the right expectations, communicating with people about what you actually want, and whether or not there's interest or whether or not you're focusing elsewhere, it's going to help you to avoid some drama or some toxic energy, and enable you to actually potentially have this healthy relationship that you've been working towards. Aw, David, you don't have to be hating on people like that. I do that sometimes. That's why they that's why they tip me, Aaron. Hey, it's because you're trying to be in here judging people. So that's what happens. Hello, Blessed. How we doing? See, the thing is, I have a cross up here because I believe my gift comes from God, but I also don't believe that you should be using those beliefs or those tenets to like judge others. And that's kind of where you were coming from. That was my read on it anyways. Apologies if I read it incorrectly, but right. That's funny, man. Hello, Ruben. How are you doing? So this is A Gamer's Ways. Shout out to Jess. We've got tutorial. A member of your party has discovered something while exploring the archives. It seems to be some essential truth or ancient knowledge, and it's likely to have life-changing effects about or upon absorption of the information. At the beginning, I was saying something here about this emperor or this new love interest potentially being like a step or two ahead of you in the healing process, and possibly being able to be like, hey, just like take my arm, like I'll walk you over the threshold, or hey, I know which is the best parking lot for you to use. You know, like they're going to give you some tips here that help you to navigate that last little step or last action that you need to do. And it has to do with someone from your past. It could even be just this new person that you're interested in casually mentions, oh, I had to block this person, or I had this conversation, or hey, I just want to make sure that you know I'm not interested, or I'm not talking to other people. And this might prompt you to feel like, you know what, I really probably need to help or I need to address that situation to make sure that this Emperor feels like I'm showing them the same level of respect regarding, interactions with other people, or whether or not I want to be pursued by those people. It goes without saying that the nice thing about having camera control is the ability to change your perspective and see things differently. It is recommended that you explore all modes of perception available to you to progress. So while it might seem easy for you, or it might be a little bit less chaotic for you to ignore this last task, or to, maybe not block that person or not have that difficult conversation, I feel like there's a reminder or intuitive messages that show you, if I want to do right by this Emperor, and I do, then that means I need to have this conversation. That means I need to be, kind of offering up that same kind of energy. I'm glad to hear it, James, but I hope you do find additional entertainment. Hello, Ashbrook. No, are you? Hello, Z. I hope you're having a good weekend. Hello, Monique. What's going on? Hello, Tom. So we have ability cooldown. And I can't read because it's getting darker in here. It can be tempting to spam your special ability to muscle your way through hordes for shiny treasure. I said hordes. That's why the developers usually don't let you do it. Someone in the party is getting a much needed rest or is encouraged to. So, yeah, you don't have to exert so much energy, or you don't have to be as concerned with protecting your heart if you find that you have the opportunity to be in a relationship with somebody who would want to protect that heart as well. So this is telling you maybe you can kind of like cool down some of the programs you've got running to block people, or make sure that they don't actually have the opportunity to betray or break your heart. But this is saying you can kind of like chill out a little bit. You don't have to be so concerned or so maybe even paranoid about whether or not you can trust people. But you do also have to make sure that you're taking that last step, letting go of that person from your past, or making it clear that your focus is elsewhere so that it doesn't problem. Oh, we've got another Carmen. Hello, my name's Carmen as well. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Have I heard of Vinegar Tom? No, sounds sounds interesting though. I hope it's somebody who makes really good salt and vinegar chips. So we have abandon save. Are you sure you want to delete save file? When we're young, we take for granted the XP gained from many small battles. We flee from conflict and monotony alike, inevitably resulting in a level so low that it halts our ability to progress our story. Then we learn some growth requires starting over. So as you decide to move away from someone from your past, and this could be the person you need to block or forgive, you start to realize that there is this benefit to starting with a clean slate, or moving forward with a new love, instead of maybe for a long time you were really trying to make something work from your past. But if that is truly over, and if you are truly okay with learning what you can from that situation and moving on, then make sure that that decision to move on is reflected in your actions and your choices as well. Isn't it? I think it is. Thank you, Opal. How are you doing today? I think we need a few from the Overthinkers Oracle. And, forgive me, but it's probably whoever I'm reading for. You're probably the one who's overthinking a little bit, but, there's always a chance that this is somebody else. I do feel like you have a very patient, interested, romantic opportunity here. And then you've got this person from the past, or something from the past, that might still kind of haunt you a little bit. This is someone who did not treat you well in the past, but also feels like you're the one who got away. So I do feel like there's a pretty good chance this person would come back around. This was somebody who was non-committal or not willing to share their actual feelings with you, and it caused your relationship to stall or you to walk away. You're likely no contact with this person, or at least low contact. They're plotting and scheming a way to come back around. And this is why you have to deal with this thing from the past, because this could cause a pretty serious argument if it's not handled the right way. And it could result in this new person feeling like there's not a lot for them to do to make sure that they have this opportunity to be with you without there being problems. Because this person from the past doesn't feel like they can resist you, and they also feel like they need to do something like a big gesture in order to not lose you. If you're sitting here getting to know somebody, and let's say you've been dating for a month, or you've gone on, like 4 dates or whatever, and then someone comes out of the woodwork and proposes to you, and you've told this person, the new person, nothing about that ex, that would be pretty jarring. That would be like, I'm sorry. Am I in the wrong room? Am I even talking to the wrong person? I feel like I should have known if there was somebody out here who might like propose to you. So this conversation needs to happen because you're dealing with a soulmate, someone who does want to treat you right. But if you just kind of approach it as it's not that big of a deal, or we're not that serious yet, or that person from my past, they're probably not going to come back around. If you minimize the potential for problems here, you're going to basically ensure that there is a problem. So if you're over this person from your past, I would block them. I never meant to hurt you. I was so immature. This is also coming through with the devil energy. Now, this could suggest that we have someone who's a Capricorn, but I think more so this is saying the person from your past who is maybe even considering making a big gesture to try to get you back. This is somebody who I think is a little bit obsessed with you, but also has not been doing right by their healing. So, my vote is for the Emperor, not the devil, not the person from your past. Hiding my emotions and feelings for you. So this could be an avoidant. This could be someone who didn't want to give you the satisfaction of knowing that they had fallen in love with you, or that you had that much power over them. And now they're realizing that you might actually fall for someone else, or that someone else may be able to take their place, is probably how they would say it. They feel like God is punishing them, that they could potentially lose you for something that is unfair. But they do realize that you walked away, or things ended between the two of you because their actions did not match their words. They made promises and they went back on them, or they just were not willing to be honest and vulnerable with you. Now they're seeing someone else is willing to do that, and I think they're going to come back around and cause a problem or cause some drama. And you have the ability to cut it off at the pass, or make it not possible for them to cause these problems for you. Oh, that's a good standard to live by, James. Tiana. You ate the last 2 biscuits? That's so rude. I'm sorry for creeping you out, Aaron, but I'm proud of you. All right, so we've got sold, moving, physical, location change. You or this person from your past may be looking to move, or may have recently moved. I do think that there's a change of location, and this has brought some new energy. It's more likely this is on your side of things because you've also met somebody new. There seems to be this kind of freshness for you, or excitement, new places, new faces, that kind of thing. We've got interview and racing. But you're being called out because you are avoiding a conversation where you need to tell somebody, hey, it's a no-go. We need to stop talking about that. Or, I know we dated for a long time and we wanted to see if we could make it work. But I do feel like I need to be very clear that I'm moving forward, or, I think we just need to leave it where it is, Hello, Lewis. How are you doing? Would you like to clarify who you're talking about, please? That's funny, Rachel. What else do we have? We have entrapment, pregnancy, money, heartstrings, and crickets, silence, non-action. Are you telling me somebody's gotten pregnant? What's going on here? Forbidden love. All right, so this person from your past may have been messing around on you because we did have that non-commitment energy, that player energy. I do feel like there could have been some sort of hidden pregnancy or somebody who was maybe even making it seem like there could be a question of this person's loyalty, and you were not about to hang around for that. Hey, Marcus, how we doing? Thank you for the tip. Is my dang roof gonna get fixed tomorrow or spring? Let's check this out. Fixed tomorrow? I've got that for you. Thank you, Marcus. No worries. Fire whistle? Oh no. What else do we have? Twin flames and karmic. So some of you do have a twin flame journey that you've been on. And in some cases, you're reconnecting with your twin flame. I feel like that is a low percentage of you, probably less than 20% of you. If this reading resonates for you, I feel the more likely interpretation is that you have spent a lot of time and energy trying to make things work with a person over several years. Maybe it's 3 years, maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's 30 years. But this is someone who left an indelible mark on your heart, and you tried, and you tried, and then you tried again to make things work with this person, only to be disappointed with their inability to pursue the healing that they need so that they could be the partner that you want. And because of this, because they haven't learned that lesson or they haven't pursued that healing, your lesson became leaving this person in the past. So I love you, but if you're not going to treat me the way that I deserve to be treated, then I'm not going to stick around and like wait for you to realize that you messed it up. You're just gonna someday realize that I've moved on. So there may have been friends or family that were concerned about you connecting with this person from your past, people that encouraged you to maybe consider moving away or encouraged you to change your job. Maybe some of you gave up partying or changed the social circle that you were running around with because you did need to get away from this twin flame person. And again, it's not necessarily twin flames for all of you, but this is a person who was difficult in your past. You gave them access to, being in your inner circle. And I think you learned that that was probably not the right decision because they didn't have the best of intentions. They were elusive and non-committal. When you realized that you needed to move on, this is when you walk right into meeting this new person, this individual who does respect or does want to be respectful towards you, and someone who knows how to communicate those emotions. So because you've graduated, now you encounter somebody who also understands those lessons that you've been learning, especially if you've been through that twin flame journey. All right, let's see what we've got for personal questions. We're going to go with the White Sage Tarot. So Marcus is wondering, is my roof going to be fixed tomorrow or spring? Will Marcus's roof be fixed tomorrow? Yeah, exactly. Hello, Kim. How are you doing? Vaguely, Aaron, but never because I was looking stuff up. I think it's just a bad temptation, it's not worth your energy. So we've got the Ace of Cups. This bodes well. We have the Six of Cups and the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Why the Seven of Swords in the reverse? Okay, so I feel like there's some sort of miscommunication or assumption. We could even have someone jumping to conclusions or remembering something wrong. And that could mean, oh, I don't know if I'll get it done tomorrow, or I don't know if I can be there tomorrow, or I don't know if I have the right materials. But then I feel like somebody's like, oh, wait, I have this over here. I totally forgot. So maybe I can. I feel like there's better news than you are initially told. So at the start of tomorrow, you might be kind of like, oh, okay. And then like midway through or towards the end of tomorrow, you might be like, oh, I'm feeling better about that situation. Okay. So a progress is made. Things move in the right direction tomorrow. Four of Swords, yeah, repair, and the Hierophant. Patience is a virtue, and someone's going to have to take a moment and realize that they remembered something wrong, or they do actually have something that they need, and they don't need to go buy more or wait for it to be delivered, anything like that. All right. Yes, may you find the person that doesn't eat the last 2 biscuits and gravy. Yes, or the person who doesn't wear Crocs. It would be my joke. All right, y'all, I love you. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. If you're able to hype my video, I appreciate that as well. And I will see you on the next reading. Doodles!